Hello everyone and welcome back to Farming Simulator 19. You're watching JCTV playing on the Xbox One console. This is the series premiere of our new Thursday series, the Przemas Outback, aka the All John Deere Farm. This is episode number 1. This is the result of our Twitter poll that we ran online a few weeks ago, asking the viewers, what brand of equipment you most wanted to see in the next series from JCTV, and the response was overwhelming. John Deere won, not by a landslide, but 46% of the votes. Fendt, New Holland, and some other brand was in the running as well, but John Deere took it with 46%. So let's have a look at the Przemas Outback equipment. We did have to get some equipment that wasn't John Deere, but the equipment that is not John Deere is painted John Deere green. So, in all homage to John Deere himself, we have the nicely brightly colored green equipment. You can see the seeder and the fertilizer sprayer. Here's our first John Deere tractor here. We've got 2 of these bad boys. There's one right here, and there's another one behind it. So we've got 2 of these beasts. For the life of me, I can't remember what the model numbers are, but it doesn't matter. They're John Deere's. Our tipper is a semi-trailer painted John Deere green, with the trailer painted John Deere green, and you guessed it, the canopy painted John Deere green. Next, we move on to our fantastic John Deere 8790 harvester, or 5790. Again, can't find my glasses. But we move on to the headers that we're attaching to the John Deere harvester. We've got the John Deere corn header here, and we've got the other John Deere header for wheat, barley, oats, and soybeans. And you can see those 2 beautiful pieces of machinery sitting right there on the farm. And last, we've got our lizard plow painted John Deere green, and a lovely set of front and rear John Deere mowers. For the farmer who likes to cut grass, check out these brand new, never been used John Deere front and rear mowers. All right, so let's have a look at the map here, folks. We own this farm here and the neighboring farm across the railroad tracks, plus field number 20 and field number 23. So right now, field number 20 is filled with nothing but grass. Field 23 has something growing in it that I cannot remember for the life of me what it is, but we're going to look at that in just a quick minute. I think it's oats, or it could be soybeans. I'm not particularly sure. But we do own a lot of property. We have big plans for this particular farm, with all of the open space in front of our equipment and all of the open space on the other side of the railroad tracks as well. We are planning to have a northern farm and a southern farm. So obviously everything on the right side of the tracks is going to be the southern farm, and everything on the left side of the tracks is going to be the northern farm. So we're going to look at expanding our operations through the hard work of everyday farming and animals, and we will eventually amass enough money to conquer the Przemas Outback and own every field on the map, just as we did in the Pacific Northwest, starting with virtually nothing. I can't say starting with nothing because we've got a crap load of John Deere equipment here, which is great. So the first thing we're going to do is take a quick tour around the map, just to show you what's what and what's where, and just to get a good feel for the layout. Here is our grass field here that we're not actually going to mow because we don't have anything yet to put the grass into, but we decided to purchase the mowers ahead of time, proactively thinking ahead, which again I don't normally do. Just in case we have a grass field, I'm anticipating a large grass field somewhere with a silage bale business, but that's far off into the future. Right now, let's just focus on the beauty that is the Przemas Outback, and we will take a quick tour around the map, starting with the plowing of the grass. We're going to start plowing the grass, that grass field there, and we'll grab the other tractor and we'll do a little bit of a map tour in the other John Deere piece of machinery once we set up this worker with the plow. and we'll get rid of this grass and we'll plant some crops there. Oops! And if you didn't already know it, there is a very tiny fire hydrant at the end of our farm, which I just haphazardly drove over and rolled the tractor. But John Deere, being the fantastic tractor that it is, righted itself and no damage done. I'm not saying that that will happen in real life. By no means will that happen in real life. If you roll your tractor, you're going to get hurt. Do not try that at home. Please avoid all fire hydrants at all costs. All right, so the worker is up and on his way. He is plowing away the grass in an attempt to let us grow some crops here. My short-term plan is to buy these 4 fields that are right in front of us here. So goal number 1 is to purchase, let's call it phase 1. Phase 1 is to purchase these 4 fields, 20, 21, 22, and we already own 23. So we're going to buy these 4 fields, join them together to make one big huge field, and then we'll take it from there. But right now it all starts with mowing the grass. I wish we had thought far enough ahead to get a loading wagon, because we could have sold this, because we are only at $21,000. So we could have used a little bit extra cash in the bank, but we can make this work. We can plant, fertilize, and harvest, plant, fertilize, and harvest, yada, 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 lather, rinse, repeat. And we can do that until we have a few $100,000 in the bank. And then we can start making some purchases in and around the map so that we can build our Outback empire. All right, so while our hired help is plowing the field, if you have not already done so, folks, have a look at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Check out that little red subscribe button. It's just begging, click me, click me, click me. Click that subscribe button for me. If you have not done so already, that would greatly help out my channel. I love you all for the support so far. You guys are all great. And then once you're done that, like and share the video with all your family and friends. Send it to them via email, text message, you name it, you send it. Make them watch it. And then when you're done that, ring that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we upload new content. You don't want to miss anything, folks. We are doing a different series on a different map each day of the week. Mondays is Greenwich Valley. Tuesday's Green River 2019. Don't forget about Westbridge Hills Wednesday. And then Thursday, our brand new series kicking off today, the Przemas Outback John Deere Farm. And then Friday, Stranded in Rogue River with nothing but $40 and a chainsaw. Our logging series has taken quite a form, although proving to be quite challenging with nothing but a chainsaw. And then lastly, while we're driving around the farm, before we exit here, why don't you take a quick look at the featured channel section of my YouTube channel. Check out those 3 fine YouTubers on your right side of your screen. You'll see Crazy Simulator, Carl Johnson Gaming, and Deuce MS. Subscribe to their channels, like and share their videos, and hit their notification bells as well, because you don't want to miss anything from these 3 gentlemen here. And lastly, don't forget to follow us on all the social media campaigns. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Discord, Patreon. There's even a small PayPal link there if you feel so inclined to throw a donation my way. Donations obviously are not expected, but are always welcome, and I thank you very, very much for tuning in. All right, so as you can see with the beginning of our map tour here with the Przemas Outback, this is a very wide open space with some very picturesque mountains in the background. You can see a few very, very tall trees as well on the horizon. If we do need some emergency cash, we can probably always cut down a few of these trees. Look at the texture of that water. Isn't that fantastical? That looks almost good enough to swim in. All right, making a quick right turn. Let's head on down to our first stop, which is the first sell point on the map. There's only a few, there's not many, but it doesn't really matter because this map is just beautiful. I love it. You've got these little towers, these little cell phone towers, which makes Wi-Fi possible, strewn about the map. Everything is nice and wide open, not hindered by fences or bushes or things like that. Looks very, very good. All right, so here we are at the first sell point. You can see it is a railroad silo. The great thing about this map, folks, is that there's 2 trains. There's a north train and a south train, which was my deciding factor on creating two farms, north and south. So we have two working locomotives, north and southern routes. All right, there you can see one of the trains going there. I think that's the southern train. All right, this map is extremely detailed, very, very well laid out. I am really happy with this map. Before we started filming, I probably spent about 6 hours on this map just driving around, looking at different things and making sure everything worked properly. And I have to say, I have not one complaint about this Przemas Outback map. And I'm pretty sure it is called Przemas because the other map series that we did, Przemasowo, was spelled the exact same way. And my Polish friend told me that the P was silent. So we're going to go with Przemasowo and Przemas. Przemas Outback. Got to be careful driving down these roads. We are dangerously close to that railroad track right there. We don't want to hit anything or get distracted and drive off the side and get clipped by the train. Nice, long, straight roads. Very, very picturesque in all directions. We are surrounded by the Outback mountain range. We're not playing seasons, by the way. If you must know, I could not find a seasons geo that worked with the layout of this map and the climate. You would think that the seasons geo Australia would work with an Australian Outback map, but it kind of doesn't. It doesn't. Australia, for some reason, doesn't let you grow cotton, and I think we want to grow some cotton. But either way, that's far down the road. Here's the other sell point here. This is a railroad silo. I don't even think we need silos at our farm. We can just dump things into the railroad silos and have the trains pick it up and truck it around. You can see the railroad fill station right there straight ahead with the tracks running right through it. You can see that right there. That's where you stop the train to load the silo and unload the silo. All right, where are we headed to next? The next stop on our map tour. Straight ahead and to the right, we're going to go to the sawmill and the animal dealer. You can see that it's very, very flat. Myself being from Canada reminds me of rural Saskatchewan, minus the mountain ranges, of course. Oh, there's the train. You can see he runs at full speed around the map, never stops. We'll have a closer look at the railroad that divides our field as well, and the safety measures that have been put in place so that we don't get hit by any trains while we are farming. Beautiful shot of the John Deere tractor barreling down the highway. These are beautiful machines, very trustworthy, very cost effective as well. If you don't have one, I highly recommend you buy one. This video is not in any way sponsored by John Deere. I'd just like to put that out there. This is the result of the Twitter contest, or the Twitter poll that we ran. You, the viewer, spoke up and wanted an all John Deere farm, so that's what we did. We created an all John Deere farm. And if you did not take part in the Twitter poll, that means you're not reading my tweets. What's up? Come and join us on Twitter, and you can be a part of the next poll, because I think we're going to do this again in the future. We'll poll you, the viewer, to find out what you want, and then we'll give it to you. Has that ever happened in your life before? Has anyone ever given you what you wanted? Minus Santa and the Easter Bunny. All right, so here's the shop. This is where you come to purchase all of your equipment, repair all your equipment, and sell it. And thanks to my good friend Apple Mannon, who faithfully comments on every single video that I upload. Did you know that you get 20% more if you drive the equipment to the shop and sell it rather than just unload it out of your inventory? Interesting. I did not know that, but now I do. And now I'll be driving all of my stuff to the shop instead of just selling it willy-nilly. You're missing out on some free money. Here's the sawmill. That's where you go to unload the train of the logs. And we've got a little bit of a maze going on here between the lumber and the log poles that are sitting here. Let's get out of here. Sawmill is pretty self-explanatory. If you've never cut down any trees on Farming Simulator, I highly recommend it. It's very therapeutic. Whip out that chainsaw and chop something down and then sell it. This is where you bring your semi-trailer full of logs, and there's the wood chip selling point right there. And then here's the loading point for what I don't know what the sawmill sells, but I guess we'll find out through the normal course of farming. Where we're headed to next, I think we are going to hang a left, and we're going to go up to the top of the map. There's a nice little holding pond there. I would not recommend swimming or drinking that water. It's probably run off from somewhere, either the sawmill or the animal dealer, but either way. All right, I am loving these long, straight, flat roads. There are like no hills and valleys. What is this? I think we're going into the mountain range. Ooh, a little grotto over top of the highway. Nice. Very, very detailed. We have to drive across the top of that at some point. I have to work that into phase 1 somehow. Into like a little valley. Rocks and railroads on either side. Oh, there's a big silo coming up here. Let's go check that out. Very, very detailed. I am loving this map. Even from the initial drive-through, that it's just mesmerizing. Did a fantastic job on this map. And I like how the road crisscrosses the railroad tracks. That's a nice touch. All right, what is this place here? Another railroad silo, the northern silo. Oh, and look, some open space here. And a tunnel. Can we go through the tunnel? What's in the tunnel? What is on the other side of the tunnel? Nothing, because that's as far as we go. All right, I didn't want to go through your tunnel anyway, but that's all right. The tunnel was a nice touch. Adds to the very picturesque landscape. Oh, and there's a road back here. Let's go around this way. What is up? What is going on? All right, and I think that's the spinnery to my right. Let's go in there for a quick second. Yeah, I can see the square bales of cotton. There you go. Lots of cotton in the spinnery. I'm guessing that's the unloading pad right there. I wonder if I can push one of the... Oh, you can push them. I wonder if I can sell this cotton that's already in the parking lot and just push it into the unloading area. We'll have to try that out next episode. Maybe we'll go cotton stealing. Who knows? We'll get a truck and try and load them up and sell them as our own, because there's lots of cotton bales here. All right, exiting the spinnery on down the road. There is a little building here. What's this? This looks to be the gas station. Always need a gas station if you're not going to add a fuel station to your own farm. That's good to have. You just drive through. You'll see the start filling trigger automatically appear as soon as you get within proximity of the pumps. You just hit the button on your controller to fill the tractor with diesel. All right, crossing the railroad tracks one more time. Lots of possibilities with this map. Very square. There's the train. We just missed it. Lots of square fields. Good possibilities for good cash crops, cotton and soybeans, oats and barley and wheat. You name it. There's that picturesque river again. Looks fantastic. I love the way the water ripples. And through another hole in the mountain. You'd think construction would have been easier just to go around it instead of through it, but whatever. If you like to use dynamite, that's all you. Check out those wind turbines in the background, strewn about the map as well. Very, very nice looking. adds to the beautiful landscape of the Shemas Outback. Well, there's an island there in the middle. I wonder what's on that island. And we'll have to go and check that out too. Here's a little bridge leading to another sell point. This is another railroad silo. I wonder if these are labeled the north, south, east, and west silos or just silo. They're all pretty much the same. It's all the same building with the same spouts and nozzles, just placed in strategic locations so you don't have to drive that far. That makes things handy, so we can just drive across the bridge. Let's say if we bought that field right there on our left, we could just drive across the bridge and throw the crops in the silo. That would be great and convenient at the same time. I can't get over how detailed that water is in the river. That is great. So many trees to cut down as well. Maybe we can start a logging business on this map as well. Once we purchase all of the fields, we can start logging too. That might be a good thing. All right, across the bridge, this is going to conclude the map tour. That's our field right there on your right. We own field number 23. So phase 1 plan is to plant and harvest enough crops to purchase fields 22 and 21 and then merge them into one big field. And if you look to the left of us as well on the map, you can see those big oddly shaped fields. That can be put into one square field as well. That looks nice. You can see our worker is just about done plowing. He's on his last couple sections of grass there now. So then we can fire up the cedar, which is the Great Plains cedar painted John Deere green. Just for John Deere's sake. Everything will be the same color. If we can paint it, we will. This is the railroad tracks that divide our farms. You see these little white dots here. If we look at them closely, they're raised a little bit. So what happens when the trains come by, these pegs come up out of the ground and prevent you from driving. Oh, just in time. Oh, out of the way. There's the train, there's the pegs. You can hit those pretty hard and you will bounce around like a beach ball because you can't drive through those or around them. So that's a good little safety feature dividing our two farms. So we've got that wide open space on the north side and the wide open space on the south side. We have to figure out something to put here. And I've already got something in the back of my head that I want to build on this side of the farm, but I'm not going to spoil it because we've got lots of room for equipment, lots of sheds for tractors. And there's this little rampway down here that leads to the biogas plant. Now check out this biogas plant, folks. It is huge. There is an enormous amount of bunkers. This is the most silage bunkers I've ever seen. There's 3 on this side. And then there's 3 more on this side. So if we're talking 1 million liters of silage per bunker, that's 6 million liters of silage. I think my new goal is to max out every single silage bunker with grass. We're going to need a grass field big enough to sell 6 million liters of silage. That may or may not be phase 5 or 6 of my plan, which I have written down. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but that may be in the works. I just want to put that out there. All right, what's over here? This is the animal dealer, I believe. This is where we come to purchase our animals. There's another silo here that we can dump grain into. There we go. Perfect. And the animal dealer is just over here to the right. This is where we go to purchase the aminals. There's some feed there on some skids. Everything is so detailed on this map. Right down to the shadows of all the poles that are sticking out of the ground. It's a fantastic looking map. I guess that's where the animals come out of. A little gate with a little runway into your trailer. All right, let's head back through the biogas plant here, and we'll go back to our farm because I think the plowing is now completed. And we can hook up to our brightly colored John Deere green seeder, which is actually the Great Plains seeder, and start planting something in our very first field on our very first episode of the Przemas Outback all John Deere farm. Exciting stuff. All right, which side did we come up on? I think this is the north side. All right, let's drive on over to the south side. North side, south side. It's like East Coast, West Coast. All right, let's get the seeder. Oh, I guess we'll park the tractor. We'll park this tractor and we'll use the plowing tractor to attach to the seeder. Let's get that done. We'll get you back to the farm. Thank you for your help, fine sir. All right. Lots of possibilities with this map. I am loving it. Lots of trees, lots of mountains, lots of open space. I don't want to spoil it, but I'm already envisioning what these two north and south farms can look like with all of this flat concrete to play with. That is going to be fantastic. All right, let's put the plow back in its plow spot. Then we'll go and grab the seeder. There it is. Perfect. Hookup successful. All right, now we just have to back up to the seed and fertilizer tanks, which are conveniently placed a football field away. Just a short little drive here. Let's fill it up with some fertilizer. Make sure we open the cover. There we go. All right, that brings us down to $18,000. And now with the seed, let's fill this up with some seed. Filling up the seeder for the inaugural crop planting festivities. All right, what are we going to plant? We need money, so I think we're going to go with soybeans. Soybeans are always the go-to crop for making money because they always sell for the most amount, and right now they're about $1,900 for 1,000 liters of soybeans. We're not going to get too much out of this field, but hopefully we can fertilize the hell out of it and get as much crop yield as we can. And then that will be that. Are we going with soybeans? What are we going with here? Right now it's set to wheat. Are we planting wheat? What is going on? Oh, there we go. Soybeans. All right. We're going to start the planter, and then we are going to wrap up this episode. So that will be it for the season premiere of Przemas Outback, the all John Deere farm. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Don't forget, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button for me. Like and share this video, and ring that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we upload new content. Have a great rest of your day, ladies and gentlemen. And for now, this is JCTV saying, see you later.